G'day guys, Peter Steele, Sealy Cycles. Here today we're going to take you through a quick video on how you can change the dreaded flat tyre. All of us cyclists hate flat tyres. Basically today I've got Phil Smart, who's our qualified head mechanic. He's going to take us through what we need to do to change a tyre. Basically what we're going to need whilst we are going through that though, in our trusty wedge bag that everyone should have on their bike, we should have our basic survival kit, which would be tyre levers, spare tube, either a CO2 canister with a head or a pump which mounts on the bike. Basically they're our essentials, and I'm going to hand over to Phil now and he's going to show us how we go through step by step to work out getting this tyre sorted.
Hi guys, thanks Pete. First thing, we would release the brake. That allows us to get the tyre and the bead of the rim past the actual brakes. We'll be looking at releasing the quick release lever and unwinding that. The wheel should just fall away, making sure that you've got your tyre levers with you. You can just start by breaking those apart. First thing I like to do is bead the tyre and pull it away from the beading so it actually makes it nice and simple to use. It also gives us a chance to look and see whether something might be on the outside. Taking one of your tyre levers with the hook end, placing it under the lip and hooking it onto the spoke. The same thing again, right next door, under the lip, onto the spoke. By this time you should all have freed it up quite significantly and you can almost run it right around. That will allow you to remove the tube, and in this case this is a threadless tube that doesn't have a locking ring on it, to remove it from the bike. Things that I like to do is actually take the tyre right off. I like to carefully, and this is carefully, run my fingers through here to see whether I can find whether the glass or the protruding object that caused the puncture is actually still in the tyre or has actually gone. Sometimes you'll see the glass, sometimes you'll feel the glass, sometimes you won't feel anything at all. Lining the labelling back up, bead one side of the rim and one side of the tyre back on. Again, with the tube that you're always carrying, remove the dust cap and remove the lock ring. Remove the lock, unwind the locking device to make sure that it's free and ready to take air. Look for the valve hole, peeling it back, just place it straight in there. First thing is you pull it underneath the lip to make sure that it's nice and easy. I like to work my fingers around, making sure not to twist the tube at the same time, and just gently sliding it inside the rim. Next thing you'd want to do is push the valve core up. This releases it past the rim top of the tyre and allows you to get a better bead. Working your way around with just your thumbs, and you never use tyre levers to put this back on, otherwise you will pinch flat or pinch the tube. You can slowly work your way around, just pushing up with the other hand as you bead the tyre around. When you come to the far end, just make sure that nothing is trapped. If you do have difficulty with that, start with that end at the bottom, pull it back, squeeze and push down and around at the same time, and you'll find it will just pop back on. Again, push that valve up, make sure everything's nice and free, have a look that you haven't trapped anything underneath there, just make sure everything's going to sit up nicely. Okay. In this case we're going to use the CO2 inflator, again something you will be carrying in your wedge bag. CO2 inflators are basically a sealed unit and you do not connect them up until such time as you need them. All you do is wind them on and then you wind them on quickly to pierce the CO2 canister. In this case, because we've been so careful, we've checked, we should be able to just inflate it. Normally we put it sideways, put about half amount of air in there. I like to stop halfway, make sure everything's beaded in and make sure nothing blows off the tyre. these do get cold, it's better if you've got a glove on you. Again, we have another look. Careful to put the lock ring back on. That doesn't have to be super tight, that just has to stop the actual valve from wrapping. Dust cap back on. Lining up. Generally we try to get the skewers on the non-drive side of the bike. Holding the bike wheel up and exerting pressure upwards like that locates the wheel inside the dropouts of the fork. I like to wind up with this side, and then when I get to the tension I hold and lift the wheel up, closing the lever on that side, which allows a white mark to occur in my hand. I then close the brake calipers up, spin the wheel, everything's fine, you're done and you're riding.